Today we'll be seeing how to make an equation from the given figures and to find the parameter that is missing. Lesson objectives: finding the missing variable in figure-based questions. It's a part of algebra. Beginning with the prior knowledge that we need to do this topic. The area of a square is given by a square, where a is considered as a side. The area of a rectangle, where it has a length capital L and W as its width. Now you can use the letter W or B according to what you have learned. The area is given by L times W. The perimeter of a square. Now it's given by adding the length of all its borders. So you have A plus A plus A plus A. I'll take it as 4A. The perimeter of a rectangle, again you have the length and this is going to be the width. So adding the lengths and the width, which is all the border of your rectangle, giving you 2L plus 2W. Again 2L plus W. You can use any one of these formulas that you remember to find the perimeter of a rectangle. Moving on to the questions. Starting on with the first question. The area of the square is half the area of the rectangle. Find x. Now most of the time the difficulty is making the equation from the data given. Now we have a square and a rectangle. The sides are given to you. Now the area of a square, so you know the area of a square is a square, which is the formula. Is going to be transferred as is equal to, and mathematically you can put the equal sign, and it's half, so mathematically half is 1/2. The area of the rectangle, so it's half of the area of the rectangle. So the area of a rectangle is given by L multiplied by the width. So this is how you transfer a statement into an equation. Now let me write it here. A square is equal to half, and now off stands for times L multiplied by the width. Now here a square, so the side of the square is x. I'll write x squared is equal to 1/2 times, so this is the length and this is the width. I have 2 multiplied by x plus 4 times x minus 2. My equation is framed. I have done the necessary substitutions, and now let me go with the simplification. Now 2 divided by 2 is 1. Expanding the given equation, x squared is going to be x multiplied by x minus 2 plus 4 multiplied by x minus 2. I hope you are familiar with expanding these expressions. You have x squared and x squared on either sides of the equation. So I will be cancelling them because it's going to turn out to be 0. The remaining is 0 is equal to negative 2x plus 4x minus 8. So 0 is going to be 2x minus 8, because I have negative 2x plus 4x. So it gives me 2x. Bringing this negative 8 to the other side, I have 8 equals 2x, from which my x is going to be 8 divided by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is my x, and my answer for x is equal to 4. You can always do a checking to make sure your answer is right. So area of your square is x squared, so my x is 4. I have 4 squared, 16. And the area of my rectangle is given by, Now the length is going to be 2 multiplied by, in place of x you're going to write 4, so 4 plus 4 is 8. My length is going to be 2 times 8, 16, and my width is going to be, x is 4, so 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. So 16 times 2 giving me 32. Now trying to check this equation. Now you can clearly see that the area of the square, which is 16, is exactly half of the area of the rectangle. So 32 divided by 2 giving you a 16. So moving on to the next question. Question 2. The area of the rectangle shown exceeds the area of the square by 2 cm. Find x. Now the area of the rectangle shown, so we know the area of a rectangle is L times W. Now exceeds means this rectangle is larger because the area is exceeding, it's more than the area of the square by 2 centimeters. So this has a larger area and it is more than the area of the square by 2 centimeters. So you can frame an equation in two ways. Either you can write the area of the rectangle minus the area of the square is going to be 2, because the difference in area is going to be 2, or you can frame the equation as the area of the rectangle is going to be 2 units more than the area of the square. Now I'm giving you both these ideas because as you read, whichever is coming to your mind, both the equations are the same. So the area of the rectangle shown is larger, exceeds square by 2 cm. Now you can start putting values into your equation. Area of the rectangle, you know, it's L times W, and area of a square is A square. So now for solving, I'll be using the first equation, which is length times W. So this is my length is given here and my width is here. This is my A, the side of my square. So x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 1 minus, this is a square, x squared is equal to 2. Expanding the brackets, x multiplied by x minus 1 plus 2 multiplied by x minus 1 minus x squared is equal to 2. Further expanding the brackets, I have a plus x squared and a minus x squared, which can be cancelled. The remaining is negative x plus 2x, which is 1. X minus 2 equals 2. Shifting the negative 2 to the other side, I have 1x equals 2 plus 2. So my answer is either you write 1x or x, it just means the same. X is equal to 4. You can do a checking to make sure your answer is right. The x is 4, so the area is going to be 4 squared, which is 16. And here my length is going to be, x is 4, so 4 plus 2 is 6. And here it's going to be 4 minus 1, which is 3. So the area here is going to be 6 times 3, giving you an 18. So you can see that the area of the rectangle exceeds the area of the square by 2 centimeter. 16 plus 2 is giving you 18. Question 4 is different from what we did earlier. Here you can see two variables coming in the figure. Now let me read the question. In this part, all measurements are in meters. The diagram shows a rectangle. The area of the rectangle is given to you, which is 310 meters square. Work out the value for W. Now we know that the area of a rectangle is given by L times W, and here the value is given to you as 310. So this is W and this is L. Now in a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal, because when you substitute into this equation, you have 3x plus 7 multiplied by W, giving you 310. So you have two variables and just one equation. Now to find x, we know that the opposite sides are equal, so I'll be using 3x plus 7 is equal to 5x minus 9. Using this condition, I'll find the value for x, which is 3x minus 5x, giving me negative 9 minus 7. I have just brought all the x terms to one side and the constants to the other side. So I have negative 2x equals negative 16, which shows x is equal to negative 16 divided by negative 2, giving me an 8. Now let me calculate the value for the length here. I have got the value for x. Now my length is going to be 3 times 8 plus 7, which is giving me a 24 plus 7 equal to 31. It's the same if you substitute it here also. You can do it in either one of the equations. So 5 times x is 8 minus 9, which is again 40 minus 9, giving me a 31. So you can substitute in any one of these expressions. So I have 31 times W, giving me 310. So the value for W is 310 divided by 31, giving me 10. In this question, you have the area of the rectangle given to you, which is 84 centimeters square. You are asked to find the perimeter. Now L times W, giving you 84. My L is here and my W is marked. So y plus 5 times y is equal to 84. So you expand the brackets. If writing like this is confusing for you, it's the same way. You can write it like this. It's the same. You have y square plus 5y equals 84. This is going to be a quadratic expression. So here I'm going to use the sum and product method. So for y squared plus 5y minus 84 equals 0, my sum is going to be plus 5 and my product here is negative 84. I'll be looking for the pair of numbers that can give me a product negative 84 and a sum 5. So I get it as 7 and negative 12, or you have 12 and negative 7. Then you have 2 and 42. Be careful with the signs. Now looking onto all these numbers, the only pair that can give me a sum of positive 5 is 12 and negative 7. So this is my required numbers. So I'll have y squared plus 12y minus 7y minus 84 equals 0. Grouping them, y plus 12 minus 7 inside brackets y plus 12 again equals 0. So the factorization gives me y plus 12 and y minus 7 is equal to 0. I have two values, either y plus 12 can be equal to 0 or y minus 7 equal to 0. So the two values for y is y equals negative 12 and y equals 7. Now since we are talking about the length, we cannot have a negative value. I'll be discarding y equals negative 12 and my answer is y equals 7. So going back to the question, they have asked me to find the perimeter. So this is 7, my y is 7, so 7 plus 5 giving me 12 and my y here is 7. So the perimeter is going to be equal to, you just add all the sides, you have 7 plus 12 plus 7 plus 12, or you can directly use the formula 2, 7 plus 12, 2l plus b, and giving you the final answer as 38. And let me mark the units, it's 38 centimeters. Moving on to the next question. Now question 6. This is the last question for the session today. The difference between the areas of two rectangles is 62. So they're talking about the difference between the areas of the rectangles. And you have three parts to this question. Show that x squared plus 2x minus 63 equals 0. Factorize x squared plus 2x minus 63. And finally solve the equation to find the difference between the perimeters of the two rectangles. Starting with the first part, you have to show that x squared plus 2x minus 63 equals 0. Now you have to start from what is given to you in the question. The difference between the areas of the two rectangles is 62. So that means you can see from the figure, this is the larger one and this is a smaller rectangle. Now the area of the larger is going to be, this is your length and the width. This is the length and the width for the smaller one. So you will multiply 2x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 1. And here the area is going to be x plus 1, which is the length, multiplied by x minus 2. Now let me write down the equation. I'll write 2x plus 3 times x minus 1 minus, since you're talking about difference, so it's subtraction. And whenever I deal with a minus sign, I open a bracket so that I have the correct signs for my variables. Equals 62. So expanding the brackets, I have 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3 minus, I have a bracket, I'll be keeping the bracket here. This is going to be x squared minus 2x plus 1x minus 2. Combining the like terms, I have I'll be just continuing it below. 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x gives me plus 1x minus 3 minus, within the bracket, here I have x squared. Negative 2x plus 1x gives me negative 1x minus 2 equals 62. So I'll write 2x squared plus 1x minus 3. I have a negative sign here, so when you open the bracket it turns out to be negative x squared, negative and negative, so it's going to be a plus 1x and again a negative and negative, so plus 2 equals 62. Combining the like terms, I have 2x squared and a negative x squared. I have plus 1x and a plus 1x here, and I have a negative 3 and a plus 2 here. So my answer is going to be 1x squared plus 2x minus 1 equals 62. I'll be shifting 62 to the side, so I have x squared plus 2x minus 1 minus 62 equals 0, and my final expression is x squared plus 2x minus 63 equals 0. This is exactly what they have asked you to show. Moving on to the second part of the question. The second part is asking you to factorize x squared plus 2x minus 63, and again I'll be using the sum and product method. I'll be solving the second part here. They have asked me to factorize, so x squared plus 2x minus 63 is a quadratic expression, and my sum here is positive 2 and the product is negative 63. I have the two numbers positive 9 and negative 7 giving me a product of negative 63. At the same time a sum of positive 2. So by splitting the middle term I can write this quadratic expression as x squared plus 9x minus 7x minus 63. Taking the common terms, minus 7 here and x plus 9. So x plus 9, x minus 7. Okay. This is the factorization or the factorized form of this quadratic expression. Moving on to the last part of the question. Solve the equation x squared plus 2x minus 63 equals 0 to find the difference between the perimeters of the two rectangles. Now when you're asked to solve the equation, that means they are asking you to find the value for x. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 63 equals 0, and from the previous step we had the factorized form as x plus 9 and x minus 7, so I'll be just substituting it, x plus 9 times x minus 7 is equal to 0. So I can write either x plus 9 equals 0 or it can be x minus 7 equals 0. So the two values for x will be x equals negative 9 and x equals 7. Now our answer will be x equals 7, and we will be discarding x equals negative 9. Now using the value x equals 7, we are going to find the perimeters of the two rectangles, because that is the last part of the question. And first let me do the calculation of its dimensions using the value x equals 7. So x is 7, so 7 minus 1 will give me 6 here. This is 2 times 7 plus 3, which is 14 plus 3 giving me a 17. Here I have 7 plus 1 giving me an 8. And this is 7 minus 2, which is giving me a 5. So I have the dimensions with me. Let me calculate the perimeter, which is 2 times 6 plus 17 giving me 2 times 23, which is 46 centimeters. Here the perimeter is going to be 2 times 5 plus 8, which is going to be 2 times 13, which is 26 centimeters. Now the question is to find the difference between the perimeters. 46 minus 26 giving you a 20 centimeters. So this is your answer to part 3. That's it.